Hello, everyone. Super excited to chat with you today. And thank you so much to Armita for joining me to chat. Armita, before we get started, would you join me in taking a selfie with this amazing cohort of people here so we can bring it all on Filecoin and commemorate this moment?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. Someone hand that off for me, and let's get started.
Awesome. Yeah, so excited to be here. My name is Armita. I'm a protocol research manager at Messari, and just to give a little bit of background about what we are going to be doing. So I remember like FDS4 was the first one that the Filecoin Onchain Cloud was introduced. And interestingly, I remember that you guys were having a summit in Toronto, which is the city that I'm from, and you were really shaping up the strategy and direction, and also choosing where to go. And here we are in Argentina, Buenos Aires, and yeah, very excited. So Molly, you've led the vision and the strategy for FOCC. So tell us a little bit about what this is.
Well, I could tell you, but I'd much rather show you what the Filecoin Onchain Cloud is doing. So if we could get our video up, a video is worth 1,000 words, right? So with Filecoin Onchain Cloud, you can go and upload any data to Filecoin. This is Filecoin Pin, a website we've built that helps you select storage providers and transfer data to them on a global network. This is all using IPFS under the hood as well. We have a global network of storage providers that are participating in the Filecoin Onchain Cloud. You would be able to see this if it wasn't so whited out. But there's a whole list of storage providers around the world operating in different locations, Europe, Asia, US, that are all running infrastructure. You can verify all of their proofs on-chain so that you can audit and have these real-time records of how your data is being stored. And you can also have visibility into the real-time payments that are flowing to those storage providers based on the quality of service that they are demonstrating on-chain for you. And then you can go back to the Filecoin network and fetch your data either from the storage provider or from any IPFS gateway or IPFS node in real time within seconds. So that's what we've built, and the building blocks underneath that with the Filecoin Onchain Cloud enable many others to remix, build on top of, and augment those components the same way you would with DeFi smart contracts, all on an on-chain infra cloud.
That's very exciting. So just wanted to know, all of this and what kind of problems you're trying to solve, and what are the current pain points, and who are experiencing these pains?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all experiencing these pains, as we saw by the Cloudflare outage this morning, or a month ago with the AWS outage that took down groups from Signal to Coinbase. We can't depend upon these central points of failure. It just doesn't scale to the requirements that we have both today with how much dependence we have on our cloud systems, but especially into the future as massive amounts of data, even more compute, and even more critical parts of our lives are going on chain. I think it's 62% of cloud infrastructure right now is running on top of just 3 companies behind closed doors that are controlling all of our dependence on this cloud infrastructure. We can already see that those are brittle points of failure, and we need to upgrade to a system that's resilient, robust, decentralized, and on-chain.
Yeah, 100%. And, piggybacking on what you mentioned about AWS, we can see that it's not even on the Web 2 protocols, and also in Web 3, we had MetaMask, showing 0 at some point. And you see that even in the centralized protocols, we still are very much tied into centralized entities.
Speaking of ENS, we literally, this morning, it's, the blessing of outages was wait, we have all of these decentralized primitives. Within 5 minutes, we had all of the Filecoin Onchain Cloud websites, Filecoin Pin, all up on ENS, all loading without any dependence on Cloudflare outages. So it's amazing that we are now at the point that we have all of the building blocks we need, from IPFS to ENS to now Filecoin Onchain Cloud storage, that enable us to route around these central points of failure and have a truly robust internet.
Yeah, so what changes for the builders? What are the other things that they could do now that they have FOCC and they couldn't be able to do it when there was on-chain
I mean, this is a huge upgrade for Filecoin. Like, I'm still coming to terms with how much we've unlocked with this new foundation. A core component of this, we're building this all on the Filecoin virtual machine, and that's really where the first ideas for the Filecoin Onchain Cloud came, making storage programmable, unlocking data economies, and then building on top of that, we realized that pulling markets into a real-time component that was verifying on-chain proofs was this transformation for Filecoin. Instead of having more archival or cold storage use cases, we could have a hot storage paid in real time in stable coins that any developer could use to power a website or run their data pipelines without kind of having to wait for slower sealing pipelines when interfacing with Filecoin's historical proofs of replication. And so that shift has both enabled us to really meet Web3 developers where they are. Really huge thank you to the people who participated in the PL Genesis hackathon, because they, within a week of building our first SDK layer, were jumping in and starting to program against it, and really made it tons better. It is way, way better than where it was in June earlier this year. But that was the first lines of code into what's now a new developer interface that you can use in TypeScript to do real-time uploads and retrievals from Filecoin. And those building blocks are all running in on-chain smart contracts. So there isn't some centralized server somewhere that you're hitting. You are operating directly on the Filecoin Onchain Cloud, and you can go and remix those protocols as well. We actually have a team that has done literally that. They forked our first contract and have adapted it to have different payment requirements, make a different number of copies. And so this is all remixable for builders as well, so you're not locked into someone else's billing cycle or hidden APIs and infrastructure. And this is all also running on-chain payment rails. So we're using smart contracts, stable coins to pay out in real time. So you don't have to lock up 5 years of storage deals up front. You update, you put your first 30 days of storage, you add more storage as you go, and it pays out based on those on-chain proofs and the on-chain quality of service observed with storage providers, meaning that you can actually audit and build trust that these providers are doing what you need them to do in a decentralized network.
Great. That just leads me to the next question that I had. Zooming out a little bit, so you touched upon some of those, but what are the markets that is going to be impacted the most? And are we going to see more applications coming or some deprecated?
Yeah, we have a huge community of people to thank for already starting to build with the Filecoin Onchain Cloud. We had 100 builders that got onboarded and started building things. You're going to hear from a number of them today. ENS is a great use case, both when it relates to outages like the one this morning, but also when it comes to decentralized DeFi front ends. Super critical that you have safe chains of kind of custody and auditing as you're updating decentralized website infrastructure, especially if it controls major financial rails. So we've worked with the ENS team and Safe so that you can use a Safe wallet to update your ENS domains totally based on Filecoin on-chain smart contracts. So you're storing it in decentralized storage, but also upgrading it with kind of the robustness and security that you need to avoid some of the issues that were highlighted earlier this quarter. We've been working with the AI agents community. So Marco De Rossi and the ERC 8004 building on-chain trustless agents. That's been a really exciting area. Trustless agents are going to need trustless data and data storage so that you can verify that the inputs and outputs match. And so we have folks who are building MCP servers and running fully on-chain autonomous agents that control their own data based on their own wallets and smart contracts fully on-chain. We've also been working with the Kive team, who's been jumping in to onboard large-scale chain data onto a large-scale decentralized storage network. And so Celestia Story Protocol, their chain data is now stored on Filecoin, accessible in real time for anyone that wants to run a full validator node without having to personally store all of the archival data. You can offload that to Filecoin. You can validate that it exists and that you can run your services that way. So just a few of the examples, but I'm really excited about what this means for Web3 builders. That's really who we've been focused on with this launch, making it accessible, making it easy to use, offering the primitives that you need to build, but also beyond that, enabling folks to embed this into their applications, like the new Geo Podcasts application, so that you can meet your end users with robust infrastructure under the hood that allows you to avoid some of the issues with the centralized cloud today.
Great. And for people who don't know, it's been, so a month ago, it was Filecoin's anniversary on October 15th, a month ago, plus or minus 2 days. It's been 5 years. Why now?
It's just so exciting. Like, the primitives that we have today, didn't exist before on Filecoin. We needed all of the robust primitives from IPFS, IPLD, libp2p. We needed to add programmability on top with the Filecoin virtual machine, and that kind of unlocked this opportunity to build within the smart contract layer of Filecoin, make these storage services extensible, and that's what we've been, as you mentioned, since FDS4, which was in Brussels last summer. For the last year and a half, we've been designing, coding, hardening, and shipping this layer so that all Web3 builders can build on top of it. And it wouldn't have been possible if we didn't have that core framework. And it unlocks so much more as well for Filecoin. Now that we have this, we can upgrade even more important systems of Filecoin, and we can also unlock many folks here in the Deepin community to interface and program with decentralized storage. You can add compute nodes and compute services on top. We have our first business built on the Filecoin Onchain Cloud, having paid egress and retrieval on Filecoin. And so this is unlocking a whole new suite of Deepin networks that can orchestrate and compose with decentralized storage as well.
Great. It's been 5 years now, so looking forward to the next 5 years. What do you think is going to be the success for Filecoin Onchain Cloud?
I mean, this is just the beginning. There's big things coming from here. We're on testnet now. We're going to mainnet in early January 2026. We're so excited to work with the Web3 builder community to extend, scale, and fork all of the work that we're doing as well, so that we can have kind of the amazing composable set of contracts that people can use for their specific needs. And we're also going to be using this even more to upgrade Filecoin itself to be an even better decentralized storage and now broader services network that can be a great foundation for AI, be a great foundation for the large-scale Deepin data that's being collected by networks like BitRobot and beyond. And this is just the beginning. We're so excited to build with you and make this even better and stronger.
Yeah, exactly. Very excited to see what Filecoin is going to bring for us for the next 5 years and change the world. Yeah, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Oh, amazing. And now here we go. There's our selfie. You can fetch it on any IPFS node. And here you can see it stored on Filecoin pin. So et voila, even on bad Wi-Fi, we got it.
Amazing.